Order Shall Prevail by Jungle Rot. Now, I remember listening to these guys a long, long time ago. And by a long time ago, I of course mean the early portion of the 2000s. This is a death metal group that has gotten a bit of a fan base over the past couple of years. It's nothing that's extremely majestically large, but it's certainly a lot larger than whenever I was listening to them way back, all of those many, many years ago. And yeah, it's kind of nice to see one of those groups that whenever I listened to them, they were sort of just, I don't want to say they were like second tier, but they were kind of still on the underground, kind of break through and do some things. It's been definitely aided by their signing with Victory Records and being at concerts such as Rockstar Mayhem. But with Order Shall Prevail, we have with this band a kind of a typical Jungle Rot album, one that doesn't exactly offer much in the way of deviation or any sort of excessive stylishness. This is one that's very direct, and that's what the band has always been about. Jungle Rot has always been about being very direct with their listeners and assaulting them with their death metal stylings, with that sort of tactical precision that only a band like them is really able to deliver. This is an album that's only 10 tracks long and doesn't even crack the 40-minute long mark, but it does have a couple of things that are really noteworthy on it. For one, EFK, Eat, Fuck, Kill, track number 8 definitely goes down as having probably one of the, well, the real basis of a soldier in war. You eat food, you fuck bitches, and you kill people. Okay, there's more to it than that. You drink a little water here and there, maybe smoke a cigarette or some crack, who the fuck knows. And eventually, every so often, you need to just go to an Eaton Park or a Denny's and just decide to smack around a couple patrons as opposed to killing them. Maybe you want to paint your nails and, well, okay, I'm getting a little bit off base here. But this is an album of direction, and it's one that is able to do so with its foot constantly on the accelerator. This is not an album that's going to lull a gag. I enjoy the fact that there is a thick bass that goes behind these aggressive guitars, and that the drums really are able to help and amplify that overall tone in order to really give it that blistering, very war drum or war stomp style or sound to it that really makes it sound like Jungle Rot is writing music for a war. They're writing music for the battlefield, and it's certainly not in the same vein as, say, a power metal band that perhaps would have an army go up against an army of orcs or dragons. Instead, this is one where it's good old-fashioned human versus human, man v man, and really has a little bit of that reality encased within it. Whenever you think about song titles such as Fight Where You Stand, you definitely see that as a little more prevalent, and a nuclear superiority is kind of a nice tale about what has been of importance to a lot of countries for a number of years, considering the potential advantage and the potential destruction that such a device can actually lead to. Paralyzed Prey is probably one of the highlight tracks on this album for me, and it's one that just is based off of its bluntness and just its groove. It has a great groove to it, and certainly at track number 2 gets you amped up for the remainder of the album. But in reality, this is a disc that is able to sort of just hold its own. It's not one that's necessarily going to blow you away. It's not going to take the death metal world by storm, that's for sure. It's definitely nothing that's sort of bridging into new territory, but this is instead an album that is consistent enough for what it is and what it wants to be to kind of just get by. But aside from that, its memory is sort of limited. It's really going to be based around just how much you really love Jungle Rot, whether or not this is going to be hailed as an instant classic for you. But for me, I see this as about middle of the road, kind of right down the runway stretch. This is an album I'd probably give a 76 out of 100 to. Like I said, it holds its own. It does have some moments where it can really cause some aggressive headbanging, either that or it can really give you that thrill or desire to go shoot something. But aside from that, this is pretty standard death metal and not much more than that. A couple of cool guitar solos with some squeals, you know, reminds you of the punk route, reminds you of the thrash route, but that's about all. But what did you guys think about this? What did you think about Order Shall Prevail by Jungle Rot? Let me know in the comments below. And now I'm going to have to start moving around that way somebody doesn't shoot my head off or try to paint my nails. Don't ask. I don't know. I'll talk to you guys later. 24 hours of Cover Killer Nation, still continuing and still going strong. We're going to make it. We're gonna make it. We're gonna fight and win this war. We're gonna fight and win this war. War's hell, man.